This week hasn't at all gone to plan. Monday morning, out for an easy 10. Oh, the first 3 mile wasn't fun. Into a headwind. I was just thinking, oh, I want to be in bed. But I got through it. So I'm about 4 mile in now. And it's calmed down, so it's quite nice. Tuesday morning, just on the seafront again, down near Ben's Park, but we're going to do this session on a 1.5 mile loop, just over the road from Ben's Park. So this is a session I used to do years ago, so it's a horseshoe, 1.5 mile, and we'll aim for 5:45, 5:50 pace, see how I feel. Take 3 minutes recovery and 3 reps, let's get it done. So the horseshoe route, this is where the starting point is, which is also the start for South Shields Park run, but I'm running the opposite direction. So we run straight down that path all the way to the pier, then we turn left at the pier. It's about 1k to the pier, then it's about 400 meters when you turn left, then you turn left again and rejoin the road, and it's 1k back. So I just run until 1.5 miles. That's pretty much where you finish. And then I'll just have 3 minutes recovery and start from here again. I love sessions like that. It just makes it feel that little bit sweeter at the end. So the first 1.5 miles was pretty hard. I wasn't feeling great, and I just pushed through. I think I ran 8:45 for a 1.5 miles, so about 5:50 pace. And then for the second one, 8:33, 8:34, so around about 5:42, 5:43 pace. And then for the last one, I dug in and I ran 8:24, I think. So that's about 5:36 pace. It's just so important that when you're doing those types of sessions, you don't start flat out. Because when I started and ran 8:24 for the first one, I would have just got slower as the session went on, and I wouldn't have been able to maintain it. I wouldn't have got the training effect I was looking for, and it would be disheartening. So what I try and do in all my speed sessions, I don't know if you've noticed already, is you start a little bit conservatively. So you're still running hard, you're not quite up there in terms of what you want to achieve in the session, and then you build as the session goes on, so that by the end of the session you're running pretty hard, but you're running a fair bit faster. And I just think it's a much more productive way to train than to slog your guts out in the first few and then just either end up dropping out before the end of the session or just getting slower and slower. You're much better off getting the full session in and picking up the pace, because in a race the intensity is going to get higher, so you need to pick up the pace in a race, or at least maintain it if you want to run good times. So teaching yourself in sessions like this to pick up the pace, or at least maintain it, it just goes a long way for racing, and ultimately that'll help you improve long term. Tuesday evening, just come down the seafront, going to do some hill reps. You know the drill by now, so going to do 6 hill reps, kind of stride effort, sort of 90%, just focusing on technique. And it's not a massively steep hill today, but I just like to vary it, so let's get into it. quite enjoy the hill strides. They don't really give you any fatigue, and it's nice to just have a change of pace when you're training. Fairly recently I've noticed that my VO2 max on my Garmin, which I know isn't particularly accurate, but because I track it with my personal data, it's just like a metric to track, if you know what I mean. It's gone up to 68. 68 is the highest I've ever had. 67 was the previous highest. That's what I had when I ran 116. And I think it's 68 because I'm probably in the best aerobic shape I've ever been in. So hopefully it bodes well for the next couple of months when I start doing some races and I'm closer to PB shape. Definitely interesting, because I've just done a 10k, and I mean, I wasn't expecting to run a PB, but I wasn't a million miles away considering that I haven't sort of trained for a 10k. So yeah, things are going well. And then with that in mind, I looked at the Jack Daniels race calculator. My 10k time from the other week was 35:27, equals a 1:18.5 and a 2:43 marathon. Obviously that's with doing the necessary work for those distances. I couldn't run that tomorrow. And then interestingly enough, it said 5k 17:05. I didn't think I'd get down to close to 17 that quick. I was expecting sort of mid to late September, and I mean that might ultimately still be around the time when I run it, but to be quite close, yeah, definitely not going to complain. But whether or not I can actually run, that's a different matter.
Is he good?
Are you going to sign up for the Western States?
Yeah, definitely.
And the ballot?
I don't know, at the end of the 100. And if I get to a school, end of the Western States, if I get the Western States, I pull out the 100.
Yeah. That's a good shout actually.
And then at least I've got one thing.
The thing is though, you know, the Lakeland 100's not guaranteed anymore.
I know.
It's a ballot, so you could enter both and get in neither of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's when you do that Liverpool to Manchester or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
100 miler or the 50 miler.
I fancy the 50.
50 would be good because it's flat.
Yeah. It'd be a nice little day out.
I think that's what I'm considering.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm going to see how Frankfurt goes. If it goes well, I think I'm going to sign up and do that and try and get under 7 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe for like 6:30, 6:45.
I think with the 100 this year, obviously first one I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like, nah, it's only 2 times the 50. When really,
that's more like 3
times
the
the 50.
The first half's so hard.
Yeah.
This week hasn't at all gone to plan. So after Tuesday night, I decided to have a few days off. So I had some calf tightness in my right calf, and that's a calf that I injured and was out for 2 months. So I just wanted to be cautious. So I booked in to see a friend of mine who's a physio, 40. Went to see him on Wednesday night after work, had a sports massage, and he just said that there's a little bit of a build-up of like scar tissue. So he worked on that. I had a little bit of shin pain coming on, which started on Tuesday night. He did a little bit of work on my calf and then around the shin area, and then loosened up my hamstring as well, and just said have a few days off, just let it settle down and then see how it is. So it's Saturday today. I thought I'd come down, do the park run, just take it nice and easy, see a few friends, just see how the calf is. So far feeling quite good. Gonna go home and do plenty of stretching and hope that it's done. Back in March when I injured my calf the first time, I knew it was tight and I had been tight for a couple of weeks, and I just kept running and running and running, stretching after the runs, But I just kept running on it till eventually it just became an injury that I just couldn't manage anymore. And yeah, it was after 2 months. So this time around I'm trying to nip it in the bud and kind of get it sorted before it turns into anything nasty. So fingers crossed I've managed to do that, but I guess I'll only really know in the next few days. See how we are tomorrow. Did 4 miles this morning on the way down the park run, and then I did 2 miles with Stephen, and then I bailed out at Marsden and just headed home. We were talking about Stephen's plans for next year. So Stephen's become addicted by the buzz of running an ultra. So he ran the late and 50 last year. I persuaded him to do it, and he enjoyed it so much he went back and did the 100 this year, and that was an absolute sufferfest. But hasn't put him off. He's thinking about 2 more races next year. It's just interesting because I think people get to a certain point where they're not interested in chasing times anymore on the shorter distances, like up to a marathon, and the lure of a ultra where you're just basically suffering, and it's all about tactics and managing feet energy levels and just suffering becomes much more enticing. Hasn't happened to me yet, but I do like the odd 50 miler. I'm having to think about a 50 miler for next year, flat one, just to try and win a good time. But at the moment I'm not committing to anything.